What it do? What it do? We're back with another video. It has been a while, Pete, since I've done like a little, little video. I've just been busy. Listen, I've been busy doing some things. 'Cause I got plans, especially that's gonna go into next year. So hopefully it's gonna come together. We'll see, but it's gonna be a long draw out. But we're not gonna get into it. We'll get into it next year. Anyways, I thought I would do a video that I saw. Today is actually one of the slower days that I've had where I haven't had to do a lot or really anything to do. Um, so it's almost bedtime. It's like 10 o'clock. But yeah, it's almost bedtime. Anyways, we're gonna get into this video. We gotta ask ourselves the question as to why are teachers quitting the profession in record numbers. Now, me personally, I'm not a teacher. I do. I went to college with someone who eventually became a teacher, um, but I never got. I should have reached out to her and then asked her some questions. But I have talking to a couple of teachers online. They don't seem to have the as many issues. Of course, these teachers too work in small cities or towns. They're not even cities; they're like small towns. So I would imagine they don't have a whole lot to as far as issues. But I will say that I have seen a lot of stuff online, and we've even seen over the years, especially the pandemic, where teachers are just quitting like that. Now, I said in my other videos, I hope teachers just walk up out of the classroom. Why? Because of how y'all raise y'all's children. Y'all, y'all don't even rate. Like, I don't even know why y'all even have children. Because I don't even know what the purpose of having children is for some of y'all. Because a lot of y'all don't even raise them. Now, I haven't seen this segment. We're going to get into a couple of teachers that's going to tell us why they all quit. Um, but it's going to be I'm going to be interested to see and hear why they're quitting and maybe if you should quit. So let's get into this.
Talk about teachers for a second. They're quitting in record numbers, and not just in the state of Texas, but nationwide. Governor Greg Abbott last year, we know, urged the state's education agency to figure out what to do about it. So fast forward to now, what's happened? Andre Lucia is here with us tonight. I know you sat down with six.
Now, the question I would have is what do you do and how can you prevent teachers from walking out? Because these teachers are not walking out because of their pay. We know that's not the case. They're not walking out because of their pay. So, what exactly can teachers or can school systems in general just do to keep teachers in the classroom?
North Texas teachers to try to get a backstory and figure out what the heck is going on with all this.
Absolutely. We've been following this story. We reported on it when Governor Abbott called for the immediate creation of that task force. He was worried the absence of qualified teachers could impact our children's education. Well, it's been a year and a half now. Teachers are still leaving. So we started searching for those who could give us the inside scoop on why.
I'm having a heart attack. I'm having a heart attack.
I started having nosebleeds. I never had a nosebleed.
And I just felt like everything was choking. I was like, what's going on?
I had increased anxiety medicine, depression medicine.
And the doctor came in, he goes, are you under a lot of
The hell? Hold on, Peace. Let's do something. Let's rearrange this. Because we wanna there we go. We're gonna rearrange this. So I'm trying to figure out what the hell is going on in these classrooms. Where you're freaking depressed. You chose a profession as a teacher and it made you depressed. What in the hell? And again, I don't know what's going on. We're gonna hear from them. But I'm telling you is how y'all raise y'all's children. Now, I will say something because I grew up and obviously there's always been bad kids, but I have a feeling that the reason why there's an issue in the classroom when it comes to bad kids is see back in my day, Yeah, you could be bad, but if your parents got called, your ass was it. We knew you was gonna get in trouble. If Timmy's parents got called to the school, we know that he got either a whooping or was grounded. But in 2023, now keep in mind this is back in the 90s, and I'm sure in the 80s and probably the 70s and onward. But in 2023, if you call someone's parents, the parents go after the teacher. Not even the kid. Go after the teacher. So Timmy could slap the hell out of Susie. And parents get called and the parents are going after the administrators. It's crazy.
Stress. And I'm like, no. He goes, what do you do? I go, I'm a teacher. He goes, yes, you are.
listen, listen. That is bad that your doctor asks you, well, what do you do? And you say you're a teacher, and they automatically say, oh, yeah, you're stressed. What the hell?
These are the stories of 6 North Texas teachers.
We
North
represent different
Texas,
grade
okay.
levels. We represent different ISDs.
They do have one thing in common. They all recently quit.
It takes a toll.
I could not do it anymore.
Together, they have a combined 140 years of experience.
Oh, it's time for them to retire. There's 6 of them. It's 140 years total, which means if my math is mathing, you're talking about roughly, what, 26, 27 years on average? That's crazy.
Raise your hand if you feel like you made a difference in kids' lives.
Okay.
So stepping away wasn't exactly easy.
I mean, I can't do that anymore, but that's where my heart is.
And I just cried because I thought, that's my last, that's my last group of kids.
The Texas Education Agency reports more than 13% of the state's teachers, nearly 50,000 of them, left the profession last year, the highest number on record. There's more than just one reason, this group told us, for the exodus. But a good starting point is the money, or better said, the lack of it.
Oh, and I know I didn't get into it for the money. I know I didn't get into education for the money.
I will tell you one thing that I heard even in the 90s. Teachers didn't get into, like, they didn't go to school and get like a bachelor's degree and got into teaching because they knew it was going to make them a lot of money. They got into it because they genuinely want to make a difference in children's lives. So I have heard that. Now keep in mind, back in the 90s, from what I was told, teachers were making around 35 to 40K a year. Now I don't know what that amount is now. Now I did hear from a friend of mine. Well, I can't even call her a friend, but a girl that I went to college with. She said that she was making. Oh, I can't remember. I think it was 50,000, and she has a bachelor's. And then she decides to go get her master's. She could get, I think, an additional $5,000 to $7,000, and it goes by what degree you have, and of course what grade she taught. Now she taught, I believe she said 5th grade, so that's roughly elementary. So I don't know if that pay goes up if you decide to go from that to high school. I don't know, but yeah, the teachers never got into it just for the money at all. They got into it for the passion. But I do, and also the thing too, I didn't know this, but I guess teachers get paid once a month. F that.
I sure thought it would be a lot easier than having to hold down a couple of jobs to maintain.
The average starting salary for
yeah.
a teacher in Texas is just over $45,000.
Jeez.
As they gain experience, salaries increase, but
Yeah.
not by much.
That's another thing I remember her saying. She said that, of course, as you stay in the profession, your salary increases, but not a whole lot, which is why some teachers go to back to school to get their masters. But she said that it, I think she said in her opinion, it wasn't really worth doing that because unless you can get like a maybe a full ride scholarship, which most teachers don't. I don't think teachers can get a scholarship. I mean, if there's a smart teacher, I don't think they're gonna be able to get that type of scholarship. But she just said it really wasn't worth going back just for extra increase in money, when she technically could just maybe just move up into like a the high school level. So that's just what I reported on. Y'all probably know more about that for you teachers out there that can actually put that in the comments and let me know more about your salary and all of that.
Veteran Texas teachers make on average just $20,000 more than novices.
I've talked to my ex-students who are graduating and who are going into college, and they're like, I go, so what are you going to do? Well, I would be a teacher, but the main things that are the drawbacks, money, they can't survive. They can't survive on what they're getting paid, and the retirement, when they retire, like, I know you know this, I'm retired, and I laughed at what I was going to get for my retirement. Like, I literally burst out laughing.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott.
I don't say, do teachers get pensions? I don't know. Do they get pensions? Or do they just have like a separate, like a whole retirement package just for teachers?
Abbott last year commissioned a teacher vacancy task force to look at how to improve teacher recruitment and retention. Topping its list of recommendations released this February was a significant increase in overall teacher salaries. But state lawmakers failed during their regular session to pass any increase at all. The task force also tackled teachers' working conditions, recommending redesigned schedules that increase time for planning and development.
Oh, no one tells you that you do all the extras.
You put out so much of your time and energy, not just during the school day, but after the school day, on the weekends, developing plans, making sure the kids have what they need.
And if a teacher is good at what they do, this group says their job just gets harder.
The teacher who works hard, the teacher who takes on the mother role, get the most difficult children.
They get the tough kids. Those aren't going to be the kids that make the scores on the standardized assessment.
But the problem is you don't get any additional assistance.
The pandemic only made it all worse.
I don't know if anyone's ever tried to teach a third grader on a computer.
I had to do first grade.
Yes.
In person and computer.
It's insane.
Hey, I want to know, because I want to know how that worked out for y'all teachers during the pandemic. How did you, because I thought about that. I was like, I am curious on how they taught first graders and second graders and third graders on a computer. You got to think about first and second graders, they're so restless. How that had to be an adventure. Y'all let me know how that worked out for y'all.
Insane. Instead of the state stopping and saying, all right, we're 2 years behind now. We need to help these teachers. They just kept moving forward. And so you feel defeated.
Not just moving forward, requiring more, requiring you to work longer, no additional pay.
Every teacher here says they saw the effect of increased stress on their health, with high blood pressure, anxiety, and panic attacks.
I had an anxiety attack on the day of STAR. I thought I had committed treason.
We studied all 160 bills proposed this year that would have affected teachers. Most never made it to a vote. And in the end, not a single one of the task force's recommendations became law.
Wow.
Of course, they did pass this specialty license plate that says Texas teachers that you pay $10 for.
So here's the thing. I'm just gonna call it for what it is. The U.S. do not value kids and education. They just don't value it. Look at our colleges. I think our colleges, compared to other countries, are the most expensive, just overall. Keep in mind that they had. Now, listen. I don't understand how that's crazy that a profession can literally have an effect on your health. This is along the lines of someone that this we're not even talking about manufacturing workers that are working in harsh conditions with chemical. That's what I if you heard that little sound bite, in the beginning. You would have thought some of these people worked in, maybe they worked and did manufacturing, especially if you didn't have them looking all nice and neat. Which, by the way, I just want to FYI for the women out there, all these women are dressed nice. So there's no reason why you can't dress nice too. But aside of that, that's crazy. That's almost like they are working in manufacturing.
It's safe to say they would have preferred a pay raise.
That would have helped.
And the Texas House did pass a bill that would have increased teacher pay statewide and overall funding for schools. The Senate passed it as well, but they made significant changes, making it all contingent on the school voucher program being adopted as well. Well, the two sides couldn't agree, and it all failed. We do expect to see this come up again in the next.
That's crazy. So basically, it's the pay and the curriculum that they have to develop. Now, I don't know anything about development stuff. I've heard of that just recently. I didn't know teachers had to develop anything. I thought, for some reason, I guess I thought that the school, um, not the school board, but the school district itself were the ones that created all these um, the programs, the coursework, and all that. And all the teachers had to do is just implement it. I wasn't aware that they had to do all the other stuff. Um, yeah, I don't. Peeps. That's what we was talking about in the beginning. That's crazy. These comments. I was a teacher for 2 months. It was the worst 2 months of my adult life. I was, what in the heck? That's crazy. So, listen, peeps. Looks like for y'all, don't go into teaching. Don't go into teaching. But y'all let me know, 'cause I listen. This is crazy. So yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think about the teaching profession, and like I said, I personally think all teachers should leave, stop teaching, because it ain't working. Heck, I've even seen an article where people that are in the fifth grade, their comprehension level is on the first grade, and it shows. You can see that every day. But yeah, let me know what y'all think about the teaching profession, peeps, and till next time, peace.